Hello there, and welcome to the first episode of Cast, where I get to talk about all the things that matter and things I like to talk about. It might even make a bit of sense. So here we go. In this episode, I want to talk about why we need a general election. Why we need a general election? The answer's obvious. But before I get into that, I want to tell you a bit about myself. I'm a normal working class lad. I don't earn six figures. I have to shop at Aldi, the pound shop, and even eat packet noodles on occasion. And sometimes I have to decide which bills to pay. We need a general election because the drama and circus needs to end. We the people need a say. I mean, how do we look to the world with these clowns in charge who care more about party politics than country? And to be honest, the country is getting in the toilet. We're on the third Prime Minister this year. I mean, we had Boris and he got Brexit done, didn't he, there? Really? I didn't think it was done yet. And then when it started going wrong, his team started resigning en masse. He felt obliged to stay, to get the job done as Prime Minister. He thought it was his duty. Well, I thought it was more for himself. And I think a lot of people did. And we come to my favourite part of this. Liz versus the lettuce. It sounds like a bad horror movie. You know, one of those really cheap ones that you see on late night on Channel 5 or on the Horror Channel. I mean, Liz Truss, she's going to have a big legacy. The shortest serving Prime Minister on record. She beat the other shortest holder and he passed away. I'd love that one. I mean, it's a joke. The most awkward speech maker ever, even at the Queen's funeral and the statement she put out for the Queen's death. She was still looking at the script she was using. I mean, come on, at least try and learn your speeches properly and face the crowd. She needs to go to acting classes or something like that, I feel. I mean, day 18, she crashed the pound, mortgages go up, all in the name of growth. Tax cuts for the rich. Well, that's going to piss the nation off. She looked a bit like an idiot. Then, the best part of it was, she sacked Kwasi Kwarteng, her bestie, apparently. Because of the plan that he put forth. Her plan. She threw him to the wolves. I won't speak to her after that. Retract everything a week later, gets a new Chancellor in who completely goes over all that, and now decides we could have another round of austerity to pay for all that. For her stupid mistakes. The chaos. The Home Secretary had to go. Or was she sacked or resigned? I think resigning was the face-saving exercise, really. Then there was the fracking vote. What the frack happened there? Was it a confidence vote? Was it not? Nobody knows. Not even the people voting. And then, the night of the vote, when people were getting manhandled by the whips, bullied to voting on the party lines instead of by their conscience. And the next day, obviously, sending someone out on the news programmes to defend the indefensible like they always do. I mean, that must be part of the training when you're a Tory. Your media training is defend everything. Even if you don't know what it is, defend it. Because that's what I feel like they did. The whips resigning, no one not knowing if they still had a job or not. The chaos and the pantomime was going on. I wonder what Liz was thinking at all this time. Probably sat at home or under a desk, as we will get to. Mr. Speaker, I'm a fighter, not a quitter. One of my favourite ever quotes. Well, look what happened there, love. Prophetic. 24 hours between saying that and then resigning. The game was up. But before that, the chaos of the urgent question. Penny Mordaunt covering for Truss as she was on urgent business, as in inverted commas. What urgent business? Deliveroo? Getting your nails done? Checking Twitter? Instagram? Crying? Scratching? No, I think, right, her urgent business was having her hands in her ears under the desks with her eyes closed, hoping it would all go away. But I digress. But the best thing about that was she walked in midstream as Penny Mordaunt was covering for her. She didn't look happy, and you could see it. She made no bones about hiding that. The next day, meeting with the 1922 committee, she resigned. Game up. More chaos, more embarrassment. A leadership election, here we come. We'll do it in a week, lads. That's when we'll do it. We'll do it in a week. They won't risk an election as they know they've been annihilated. So any debates and two drop out, then the most backers wins by default. Not really a victory, I feel. You were elected in by the people. So, Sunak, Johnson and Mordaunt. We all knew Sunak was going to run, but he got annihilated last time in the leadership election. But maybe we need someone like him who's fiscally minded. Who got us through COVID? In my opinion, he's the best of a bad bunch, a very bad bunch. Then Johnson sees it as his big comeback. Only I can save the world, the party, the country, in my usual blustering kind of way. Whatever, mate, you're on holiday in the Caribbean. And you came back early to find your backers, which you allegedly had. Allegedly. So, Rish and Penny going on in the background getting her supporters, but unfortunately, she never did. As history would be proved, she dropped out. And so did Johnson. But why did Johnson drop out if he thought he was the man, the geezer? The party thought he was the geezer. Because if he succeeded as Prime Minister again, he would be out in a couple of months due to the Privileges Committee investigation. If it was found he misled and all that business. More chaos and embarrassment. So in the end, He dropped out. He said it wasn't the right time, that he's better placed to win the next election. I don't think he ever had the backers he thought he would. And even if he got in, the chaos that would have caused would have forced another election. Especially with half the MPs refusing to work with him again. And he knows it. So, we've no Johnson again. Oh well, what a shame, never mind. Penny dropped out, and Sunak won. Rishi did. I mean, he did do the eat out to help out, and I did take full advantage of that. I will tell you this, folks. So, we have a new Prime Minister. The third. He's so far removed from the working classes, it's unreal. I mean, his wife has got more money than the king. And that's the bloody king of the country. What does that tell you? He's a Waitrose man all the way. So far removed and out of touch with the working classes, it's unreal. I do say he's the best of the bad bunch. It's not hard, and that is not exactly a ringing endorsement of a compliment. He won't eat packet noodles any day of the week. He wants to take money off the working classes and give it back to the rich. That's what he wants to do. It's Robin Hood in reverse. That could be a good thing for all this government. Robin Hood in reverse. Robs from the poor and gives to the rich. I wonder what the film of all this will be called. Liz versus the Lettuce. 44 Days, The Damned Truss. Last of the Liz Crusade. Who knows? But it should be very interesting. I'd probably watch it. So this is why we need a general election. We need stability, an end to all this chaos and Tory bickering. So, that's my opinion, that's my view. I'm entitled to it, you're entitled to yours. You might agree with me, you might not. But it is what it is. I hope you've enjoyed this. You may find it useful. If you do, you do. You don't, you don't. Stay safe. Take care. Enjoy life. And thanks for listening to Gcast.